What's up, Digidestins? Did you hear that bell? That means it's Friday's Market Watch. So without further ado, remember, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you are tuning in for more Market Watch videos. We do this every Wednesday and Friday, and eventually I hope to be the #1 Market Watch guy. But until then, we're going to grind it out. We'll probably go up to 3 days a week eventually once we are probably at BT 15. I feel like that'll be enough content to almost get us close to 3 days a week, or if not sooner. So guys, without further ado, let's dive into the video and talk about it. So first off, let's talk about it. We have Digimon alternate art from Classic Collection. This card is on close to buyout status. There is only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 copies left on market before this card is classified bought out, which means that these cards will probably sit and release to about $150 very easily, bringing him back to his original release price. If I remember correctly, he was almost close to $100. That's not bad. That is pretty solid here, and I think I can honestly say. Europe side is looking at in the $34 range, $33 range. Remember, guys, if you guys are in the US and stuff like that, if you want to achieve any of these cards, might be worth sending a message to them. Some of these cards are a little bit higher on the end, but they might be willing to, if you buy multiple copies, or make it worth their while. Buying stock from them and having them shipped to you does cost like $15 to an extra $40 depending on what you get shipped. So it's something to think about when you are trying to invest on the Europe side, is that it just might need you to contact them and go like, hey, if we do an X to X trade, you know, reaching out is sometimes the best way of getting communication across. Ancient Greymon Great Legends is about $33, and that is thanks to Mario himself, because he has proven the deck is super strong, so hype is behind it. But sadly, this deck hasn't topped since Mario's topping. So was it a luck? Was it fluke? Maybe it was just the one and only true Ancient Greymon master playing the deck. So without further ado, let's keep going on. So we're at 15 euros on their side, which is about $15. Actually, it's like $14.98 or something like that. I mean, yeah, it's euros a little bit cheaper to the dollar now. So just something to worry about here. Omnimon X Antibody hit that $25. Was it $28, but now down to $25, which is not terrible. If you want to, this card is going to be useful till we get to BT10. Well, once BT10 comes out, this Omnimon X Antibody gets kicked to the curb, and the new one comes in. So it's one of those cards that I'm on the fence for. It's useful now, but then gets thrown to the side pretty quickly. Looking at $16. I mean, less than that, but you know, we'll just go round up and go 16. I mean, Europe might be a little bit cheaper, but they're in that range. Commandermon from Battle Alumni. This card had a weird price hike back in June, I would say. It started climbing up slowly and has reached to like 20 cents, but then you have the dollar shipping, stuff like that, and the people that are listing one-ofs aren't usually making a move that badly. But the card is being bought consistently here. I mean, you got four copies, 4 copies, 4 copies, 4 copies, 4 copies, 4 copies. So it's good to say it's a solid low-end investment as a penny stock. So, because once these cards get bought out, enough of them, you can expect these cards to slowly creep up. I don't see the blocker ever getting to leave the deck, and until they give a reprint of it in a full art setting or a alternate art setting, there will not be another blocker Commandermon for now. So value sits where value is, and about 2 cents, basically free if you use American dollars. Wizardmon from Classic Collection. You might be wondering, why are you talking about this scrap card? Well, this card is actually quite good. This card will help with the new Minervamon support. That new super rare in BT11 uses cards with Retaliation. So things like that, you can either go cross heart or maybe you just go full retaliation board. So that means Wizardmon actually sees some competitively viable play there, because yes, she gives rush potential, but it also gives rush potential to your Wizardmon as well, because now he gets played, he has rush because of, you know, the new on-play skill, and now you can swing into your opponent's Digimon that are rested and stuff like that. It can help out in a long way. People are slowly buying this copies. I mean, it's not a terrible investment or pickup. So I think make sure you have at least 4 personally. I think will really benefit you just in case the deck uses this. I don't see anything wrong with having effects that says all your Digimon Retaliation gain rush. It's going to be quite interesting to see how this goes. Looking at 2 cents on the Europe market. Myotismon is another card I want to talk about. I don't really care about its reduced Digi-evolution cost. We're not really caring about that. It is the fact that while this Digimon has Myotismon in the name, all your Digimon with Retaliation can attack your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. So the thing is, while we are possibly going to hard play this, well, Digivolve on top of one of our Rush Digimon, having the ability to have a Digimon with Retaliation be able to attack their level 4 lowers might actually help out in game, just so that you can actually control the board a little bit better. Because once Retaliation is in the ballpark, you actually have some benefits there. And then you would probably play the Myotismon. No, the Venom Myotismon from the set as well. Might combo really nice because of the ability of playing one Retaliation might actually help. So it's stuff to look at as possibilities. I mean, Myotismon might be too left field in my opinion, but if they make the deck work, this card will start getting bought out. So it might be just smart to get yourself a couple copies of it, because there is no reprint on the horizon for this card. It is a classic collection card. It's out of print. I mean, you'll be lucky if you find more. You're looking at 2 cents. Not terrible. Myotismon has been actually seeing some buyout on its pre-release stamp card. So the reason for that is probably hype for, you know, Dark Knightmon support. They might be trying to use this. I don't see any list that actually uses this, so I think it's just because it's been on market for long enough. It's just getting bought. I think it's not a bad investment, especially once they get bought out. Then this card comes down to a $10, probably like $15 card. So just something to look at forwards to. Looking at $1 on their side, not bad actually. And then Yokomon is another card that is coming down slowly but surely. I mean, this card is the backbone of Grandis, but Grandis isn't doing too hot. So that means any Grandis support cards that were hyped come down, and we're looking at 4.45 euros. The thing is, though, this card's always going to be really good if Digiburst comes back in some shape or form for the decks, and it doesn't have to be just Grandis. So this card's always going to see fluctuations in the market until they reprint it as a full art or something like that. So might be smart just to wait out maybe a little bit, just so that you can get your investments at the right time. Tsumamon is basically the Digimarmon support. This card is actually slowly getting bought out. That means the pre-release stamps are coming slowly off the market. There's not many of them, so that means you might be worrisome about your product. Outside of that, I don't see anything crazy here. Once it's bought out, you're going to see this card skyrocket, especially when Digimarmon X comes. It is going to be using it as support, because when this Digimon has unidentified in its type, trigger draw 1. It's a once per turn skill, but that's useful. That draw 1 can help you speed up your game, and that's going to help you in the long game. So you're looking at €2, $2, not terrible. Dead or Alive is another card that is, I'm going to say this right now, a ticking time bomb, because it depends on, you may play one Digimon with Lucemon in its name without paying its memory cost. This is a card that once Lucemon gets more support, If it gets its other form, maybe in PT11, this card goes from a $4 card to a $25, $30 card instantaneously. There's no reason why this card is not going to spike. There is no other printing for it. And I'm going to be quite honest with you that it might be smart to get a couple copies just because Lucemon is so, getting 10 in your trash in purple is just ridiculously easy. You're looking at $1 here. That's not bad. $1 on the Europe side. Holy Wave has been seeing some decent climb rates. And that's just because Security Control is a very prominent contender. And that's always going to be how that works. There's nothing else too crazy. I mean, you're looking at 60 cents on their side. Not terrible. Mirage here has been seeing some increase in buy. This card is a ticking time bomb. I'm going to be quite honest with you. This card will, once you see a influx of more support for this deck, and any capacity this card gets any better with the support, they are done. This card will spike to $25 very easily, if not 30. So it's just something that you're going to be waiting for. Make sure you have your playsets ready, because that card is coming. The support is coming. We're looking at €3. Not terrible. Itmon, this card, remember this card being like $70? It's finally cooling off. We're in the $50 range. The thing you got to be worried about here is that if you are planning on playing this deck, the starter deck will be eventually after 11, in between 12, and it's like an advanced deck, so it's played from the box depending on what they put in there for their alternate arts and stuff like that. This card might see some increase up or down depending on situation. And then we do have on Europe side €40. Not terrible. Bellastar has just been, from that $26, has just crashed and burned. She is just coming down slowly into like $17. She's going to be probably a $10, $12 card soon, just because she's suffering the same fate as the other decks like Grandis. They're not doing too hot in massive tournaments. They haven't topped enough to justify holding price, and people are just moving it off. But the problem comes down to she does have an X form, so I recommend that you might keep a playset on hand, because whatever the X form does, it might be worth some value there. We're looking at €13. Not terrible. Digimon here is $64 for the finalist. That's going to be a really nice chunk of change. People have been buying it around the $50 range, though. I don't see many people going to be touching this with a 10-foot pole, because Alphamon did get a little nerfed, and that is really deterring players. Europe side, no listings. Flamedramon looking at that $23. Outside of that, nothing too crazy here. It's just a fan favorite Digimon. Holding its price is just going to be there, and armors is just valuable for now. We're looking at €16. Let's talk about Taikamiya holding the line from that $20 range, now back into the $19 range. So it's coming down. People are expecting to see Tai reprints and stuff like that. So don't be alarmed if this card tanks further. We're looking at €10, $10. Cool Boy, another X record, one of those powerhouse cards that just sit there for like $5. It's one of the more expensive rares because it's just so mandatory in most of the decks. It's not even funny. Looking at $22.20 euros, which is basically $22.20. Taikamiya Black Box Stopper here. This one is a Machinedramon support ticking time bomb. If you want to make sure you're ready for Mugandramon / Chaosdramon deck that comes in EX3, you might want to pick up a couple ties just so that you have it. That extra DP boost on your all your black Digimon get plus 1,000 DP on your side might help out alleviate some death swings so you can block harder. So it's just something you want to be prepared for. $3 on their side. Really awesome to see that. Taya from the V Tamers. This card is ticking time bomb, because if they show off any Digimon support that is really good, you're going to expect this card to skyrocket. That's all I'm going to say here. You're looking at 0.15, $1.50, so not terrible. Mimi, Purple Mimi is like one of those influctuating cards. They always just go up, and then it's trying to hold its line here. Eventually, she might hold her line longer than you expect. I feel like this card is a long-term investment. This card is always going to be good. About 40 cents. Not terrible. Rene is another ticking time bomb. I'm going to be quite honest with you. Same with Tai. Digimon support only has to be shown off, and this card is just going to go way up. And it just has to be comboing. She searches out any V-mon support, which is really useful. The only reason why she's not played in Imperial Dramon or anything like that is that she's not. It's basically you need to focus on All Force. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see All Force in this set. So, just something to look forward to. Looking at 10 cents. Not terrible. Mimi is another beneficial card this set. She's not going to come down anytime soon. Do not expect that because Bloomlord is mandatorying her at 3. Looking at 11 euros. Then we have Davis. Davis is going to start coming down soon. And that's just because the closer we get to those trial decks, the closer this card is having its reprint. Looking at 9 euros. Not bad. And then Greymon, from that ultra hype buyout to the $20 range, it is now into the 15s. Really good. Make sure you don't go too crazy here. Mimi's looking at regular Mimi from the thing is about 3 euros on their side. We'll talk about this. Greymon's about $3.50. And then we'll go to regular Mimi here. We already talked about this. We're looking at $7.63. Not bad. This is going to be one of those cards, like I mentioned. It's just going to be expensive. Looking at 3 euros, just out of print, is going to do some number damage. Omnimon is just going to hold the line here. It's just an expensive card. Blitz Omni is just so beneficial for the Wargreymon, Guilemon, and the Garurumon deck. Is just so important for them right now. I don't see this card coming down anytime soon. Looking at 5 euros, not terrible. Wizardmon's another card that you want to be ready to have. Make sure you have this. This card is coming down now, but all it's going to take is that Beelzemon support being really nasty for that advanced deck, and if he's not in there, this card goes up. So, that's just something to look forward to. Looking at $3.50. Black Wargreymon alternate art is holding the line and climbing. There's a reason for this, and that is the fact is the deck is good. Guilemon is really solid. It's going to be good in BT10, and hopefully we get Black Wargreymon X Antibody as well, so that means this card will spike even further. So, yeah, get ready for money. Looking at 25 euros, 25 bucks. Spio Masquerade is almost on buyout status, if I remember correctly. No, it is not. Sorry, I forgot. There's like so many cards that are on buyout status almost. But Spio Masquerade is still a quite useful card, and I wouldn't be surprised if we get Lord Nightmon X Antibody, and it spams out wide yellow boards. This is going to be one of those cards that you have to be ready for. Yeah, about 4 euros. Not terrible. Shademon is looking at to be quite on that buyout status. It is going to be a $10 card, almost probably 20, not too long. Shademon doesn't do really much, but it is especially on our side almost bought out. I'll delete the crack card it thinks it wants to be, and meme stock here. Nobody's really buying it. I saw one person buy in the last 10 days. That's nothing really. I would not worry too much. This card will eventually come down because nobody's buying it at 25 consistently. Looking at 2 euros. $2. Metal Seedramon has been seeing constant buyout. And that's just because people are hyped for the Aegis Dramon support. that card is going to be crab, the crab, shack deck, where everything just comes out on your opponent's turn. Really does some number damage and control. So I don't see this terrible. I think this is pretty solid here. I think you can expect some good stuff out of this. Looking at it, it's going to probably go up and be really expensive. Looking at it, 0.45 euros. So it's not terrible. I think it's a little pricey right now, but that's just because of hype support behind it. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Remember, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I also have a TCG affiliate link down below. Use that when you want to buy your cards today. If you are buying any of them, it really does help support the channel, and hopefully I'll catch you in the next video. Peace!